Hi everyone. Hey, I've got a question for y'all today. So I'm wondering, have you ever wished that you could get maybe just 5 good minutes with your favorite mentor or a famous celebrity to ask them some questions that you've always wanted to know the answer to? Or maybe to ask them some questions that would help you in business or life to get you from where you are to the next level. Because, experts have been there, done that, so maybe they could teach you something. So think about that for just a minute. If you could ask anybody out there, take all the limitations off your mind. If you could sit next to them on a park bench and just get a few real life, mano a mano minutes with somebody to ask them some really good, thoughtful questions. It's really good to know what those questions would be, first of all, but who would the person be? Who would you like to have sitting next to you so that you could ask them those questions? Put your message below, comment with who you would love to have sitting next to you, and if you want to take it a step further, what questions would you ask them? Now, I've got something really interesting to share with you guys. This just happened to me. I just had a famous person answer one of my questions, and I got to talk to them for like 5 minutes. So if you want to find out how I did that and how you can create your own luck, stay tuned. I'm going to share all about it.
Inspire the best version of yourself with tips and skills you can implement right away. Look, it's a mind, body, and soul connection, and we all know that when we feel better, we do better. Your future starts now.
Okay, so as promised, I want to tell you about what just happened to me and how you can have the same thing happen to you if you try. So, I was reading a book up late as normal, and I was reading through this person's book, this famous author, and this author mentioned somewhere in the book that she had been diligently answering her readers' questions by the readers that had private messaged her. She was answering all their questions. And because she was getting so many of the same questions, she decided to write this particular book I was reading. And it was like I had a light bulb moment go off. And I had remembered several things that I had heard and read in the past. Number one, about creating your own luck, okay? So if there's something you really want to have happen, you can create your own luck by creating situations where you can experience what you're wanting, what you're desiring. And so it takes a little bit of creativity, a little bit of thought process, but a lot of times you can manifest your own reality by just thinking a little bit outside the box and then taking those brave action steps. And so that's the first thing I did, because what I had done was remembered several of my mentors in their talks mention how students or fans would reach out to them, and it was the relentless ones, the same name that they kept seeing pop up in their inbox again and again and again. It made an impression with these people, and those were the people that got their questions answered. They got one-on-one time with these celebrities, these business gurus, and it's because of their persistence, never giving up, that making an impression, and these people having the bravery to step outside the box, create their own luck, and not be afraid of the answer no, or not be afraid of rejection, or no answer at all. And to realize that they have the power to take these actions, and that they're not small. Maybe they're not having these limiting mindset beliefs that a lot of us may hold, that, oh, we're too small, or we're too common, we're too blue collar, we're too small hometown. These people are very busy. These celebrities have a ton of fans. They'll never have the time to answer me. But if you have a question that you wish you could ask your favorite mentor, your favorite business guru, a celebrity, take a shot. Try to get lucky. What have you got to lose? You have absolutely nothing to lose but the couple of minutes that it took for you to write the letter or send the email or make the phone call. And shoot, if you have a couple more minutes going forward, you can try to do it more than once if you don't get an answer the first time. But anyway, back to this book. I was reading this book. She mentioned that she was answering her readers, and I thought to myself, you know what? I've had a question for her throughout this whole book. I really wish I could find the answer to, because I have not been able to find it in any of her other material. And it would help me with a personal question that I've been wondering about in business. And so I decided in that moment, hey, I'm going to create my own luck. I'm going to do like my mentors have suggested that I do many times over, and I'm going to write her a message. I sent her a private message on Instagram, and guess what? Today, just about an hour ago, I got a message from her. I was so excited. I had to come in here and tell y'all. I was about to go to bed. I was about to take my makeup off. It's late, but I had to share this. I was so excited. So who was it? What was I did? And let me explain that to you. Okay. So you may or may not know who this is. This person may or may not be important to you, but this celebrity was important to me in my journey right now. I've been following Doreen Virtue. She's been really big in the woo-woo, metaphysical world. She is actually, if you've ever heard of Hay House Publishing, they are, I think, the #1 publisher of all metaphysical, spiritual books out there. And Doreen Virtue was their #1 income producing author. She has a ton of products, a ton of courses, books, products, you name it. She's got it. She's the expert in the spiritual world. So I've followed her for a long time, and it's helped me in my coaching. And there's a lot of practical advice and a lot of faith-based advice, which is something that's important to me. So anyway, she's recently been she's had a come to Jesus moment. She's a born again Christian, and this book that she has out that's actually free on her Instagram page right now is something that I was reading. And I just decided, you know what? I'm going to ask her a question. And I know that it was Doreen that personally answered my question, took the time out to answer me very directly and very specifically, and then provide me with some tools that I could further my learning. And I just thought it was the neatest thing. And I was encouraged to know that it was her answering me directly and not a team member. Because right now, to be frank, she doesn't have a team. She's left Hay House and she's doing this new thing on her own without a team. So anyway, side note, but anyway, that was really exciting to me. I wanted to share that with y'all. I took the advice of my mentors and I reached out to an expert and I got an answer. So I encourage you to do the same. And like I said earlier in the beginning of my video, it's important to know who you would like to ask questions to. Who are your mentors? If you don't have any, it's a great thing to think about. Who are the people that you look up to that you would like advice from? It's good to know who those people are. And then secondly, it's good to know what questions you would ask them. What are the things that you wish you could find out from them? Great things to know, to have in the back of your mind. And then gosh, thirdly, if you can act on it, if you can be brave enough for just a minute to type up that email, to send the letter, to make the call, to ask that mentor those questions that would help you in your life, because maybe they've been there and they have the experience so that you don't have to waste the time or the money struggling to figure it out on your own. And if you could do that, how would that make you feel? So I encourage you to find out the answers to those things. establish who your mentors are, establish what your questions are, and then create your own luck by asking those mentors your questions. And do it again and again and again until you get some answers. And I think you might be pleasantly surprised when it happens. So anyway, I hope y'all have a great rest of your FriYAY. Y'all have an excellent weekend. And if there's anything I can ever do to help you, just let me know. Bye.